What's up guys, AT here from Men's Health with our 5 best chest exercises. You're probably already hammering a bench press and you might be doing hundreds and hundreds of press ups at home, but we've got 5 more exercises for you to add into your chest day arsenal and get pumping those pecs up. Let's go. Dumbbell squeeze press. This is a fantastic one to start with because it really activates and fires up the muscles of your pecs, ready to go into the rest of your chest workout. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the dumbbell, have it long ways on. I'm holding the head either side. I don't really wanna be under the dumbbell because the idea is I'm gonna squeeze this together. So I'm gonna lay back onto my bench, squeezing the weight to hold it and just pressing up. That big squeeze is causing me to bring my arms in towards the midline of my body to really clamp onto that dumbbell, which is switching that chest on. If you think about it, it's a similar movement to when you're on a pec deck or you're doing your flies. You're bringing those arms in towards the midline of your body. So this way, we're just doing it isometrically and really squeezing that chest before we get the press in, firing up all of the motor units in those pecs. Next up, we've got that incline press into fly. You can do this on flat, you can do this on incline, you can do this on decline, however you want to do it. If your weights are a little bit too heavy, or maybe you've only got access to some slightly heavier weights in the gym and you want to do your dumbbell flies, but you're not quite sure if you can fly them back up again, by doing the concentric, the pushing motion with a press and then lowering in the fly where you're slightly stronger, it's going to enable you to use a slightly heavier weight, which is going to overload the muscles a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, I'll grab my dumbbells up, I'm going to flick them up, and I'm going to press them up before flying them down in this big arc. And then I'm just going to bring them back in and press up. Nice and easy on the press, and then controlled and heavy, full stretch of the chest, bring them in, press up. So if I haven't quite got the strength to fly them back up, the weight's a little bit too much, I'm just bringing them in and pressing up, and then coming back down through this fly eccentric where I'm stronger, getting that big stretch in the chest. Big stretch, bring them in. Next up, we've got banded crossovers. Pretty similar to cable crossovers. If you've got access to cables, also work just as well. But if you've just got a few bands and a squat rack to set yourself up in, something like that, this is a great alternative. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab both bands, I'm gonna lean forward, I'm gonna engage my chest, I'm gonna get nice and tight through my entire body, stay rigid, and I'm gonna bring my hands down towards each other, squeeze in my pecs at the bottom. Nice and controlled, really creating time and attention on that chest. I'm really going for a peak contraction of the chest at the bottom. Big pressing motion down, squeeze that chest and back. The further forward I move, the more of a stretch I can get through that chest, making it just a little bit more difficult. The guillotine press. So we're taking the classic bench press, the king of all chest exercises. We're just gonna make some little old school tweaks from the 60s bodybuilding era, just to give you a bigger stretch through that chest and hopefully a new stimulus, more growth. So I'm gonna start with this nice wide grip, slightly wider than your regular bench press. And I'm gonna start from the top of my chest, I'm gonna press up. So in a traditional bench press, you might be coming down somewhere around the midline bottom of your chest. I'm actually gonna bring it down almost to my neck. That's why it's called the guillotine press, which is going to give me a bigger stretch through my pecs. Next up, incline dumbbell press. So a little bit like the classic bench press, but I'm using the dumbbells here, which means I'm going to be able to get a bigger stretch. I'm going to have to go slightly lighter than I would on a bar. I'll put a slight incline on the bench, which is going to shift the emphasis up my clavicle just towards those upper pecs and those shoulders. That's when you get that real nice upper pec development. So I'm gonna kick the weights back. From here, I'm gonna start with as big a stretch as I can with these dumbbells on my chest. I'm gonna press up, close to each other, and slowly lower back down, back up, and slowly lower back down.